At Carnival, we believe fun is a choice. But it isn't always an easy one, because you've got stuff to do. Work stuff, life stuff, stressy stuff. Fortunately, we created an escape from all that stuff. It started a bit over 50 years ago, when a man set out with a second-hand ship and a belief. Cruising should be accessible to everyone. And fun. Most definitely fun. A belief passed down from father to son, from ship to ship. And in the process, my oh my, how those ships have continued to be amazing fun machines. Our secret sauce? Combining the pure awesomeness of our ships with team members from all over the globe who know how to make the 1 gazillion experiences you can have on a Carnival ship unforgettable. Yep, get ready to make your other memories jealous, because fun is in our DNA. Tirelessly tested, cruise in and cruise out, day and night, every season of the year. You know, fun isn't a nice to have. It's a necessity. It makes you a better person, a better parent, a better friend. It helps you live your best life. So go carpe that diem. Sure, you might look a little silly doing it, but holy sea cow, doesn't it feel so freeing? This is how life was meant to be lived. And look, we know that fun's relative. His fun is different than her fun is different from theirs, is different from yours. Maybe your fun is flying down a giant water slide, or racing through the sky, or simply taking a moment to let out a deep, ah. Nice, right? We can all do our own thing, or we can splash around together. But here's the thing, fun doesn't just happen. You have to want it. You've got to opt in. You've got to grab fun when it floats your way. And after 50 years and over 100 million guests, we still believe this one thing. Fun is a choice. We're here to help make it an easy one. So let's do this. Carnival, choose fun.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Destination Channel. I'm Sal Patera. Debbie is not with me today. Before we begin, let's make sure I have everything set up correctly. Just type a number 1 or say anything in the chat to let me know that you can hear me okay. I'm going to wait a couple minutes for people to file in and make sure you can hear me. So again, type 1 or anything real quickly in the chat to let me know that you can hear me. Always good to make sure there's no technical difficulties right off the bat. Wait for anybody to type anything. Good morning, Cruise Nut. My buddy, Cruise Nut. Can you guys hear me okay? Got a lot to get over this morning. Volume is low. Turn up your volume. Hold on, let me check if I can figure this out. Let's try this. Is that any better, guys? Volume any better? Let me know. All right, I put this much closer, so we should be a lot better now. Okay. Welcome to the Destination Channel. I'm Sal Patera. If you didn't hear me in the beginning, Debbie is not here today. It's just me, and we got a few things to go over together. Oh, and that is Samson up top, by the way. Our mascot and my buddy. So, where do we start? Okay, so let's start here. First, as always, if you're new to our channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and the little bell notification. That way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a brand new video. Also, make sure you remember our Facebook group. We are 600,000 plus members now, and we have some great moderators, so it's not a group where you get spam all day. And it's great Carnival Cruise Line chat 24 hours a day. Okay. Better. Yeah, Celebration Key. We're going to talk about Celebration Key in just a few minutes. But first, I wanted to talk to you about something because I feel like the boy who cried wolf. Because I've only had to make this speech probably about 10 times over the last year. And I still get a lot of people asking me where I've been and why I keep promising we're coming back, and then we come back for a little while, and then we're gone again. So I'm going to give you the whole rundown right now. So if you're curious as to where we've been, this is going to tell you. If you already know where we've been, then you can just go get a drink or use the restroom real quick. So as you know, we used to be very, very active on YouTube, and we hope to get back that way. As a matter of fact, hopefully starting now, things are starting to calm down. things changed for us here in our house about a little over a year ago now. My in-laws lived in a separate apartment, and then my father-in-law has dementia, and my mother-in-law, God bless her, she came down with salmonella poisoning really bad, and it invaded her hip and pulled her hip apart. So she's been dealing with that for the last 9 months or so, as well as getting her hip replaced during that time because the salmonella poison just pulled her hip completely apart. And they've moved in with us. It's been challenging, but we love them to death, and we're glad that they're here. In the meantime, you might know that I went through some health problems myself about 6 months ago. It started with me passing out. Turned out I had some heart issues that I'm still dealing with. And then I had a very rare leg infection that kept me in the hospital for almost a month and a half. A leg infection that nobody has seen. It's only been seen twice in the world. A very, very rare leg infection. I'll tell you what, when you get something that rare and you want really good health care, have the CDC put a desk right outside your room and monitor you 24 hours a day. When the hospital knows that they're being monitored by the government, you get the best health care possible. So I was there, and then my wife, who had both hips replaced 10 years ago, after the last time I said we were coming back, Deb had to go in for hip replacement, hip surgery herself. She's just coming out of it. As a matter of fact, she just had her first day back at work last night after 9 weeks. So we're coming out of all that. Things are starting to get better, but it seems like something else happens every day. Like 2 nights ago, my daughter got hit by a car. It totaled a car out by a hit-and-run driver. It's just always something, and it's always been mostly medical conditions that, with the best intentions, we tell you guys we're coming back, and then something happens medically, and we're unable to. That's where we've been, and we're hoping everything's on the downhill now. The good news is that I'm back with Carnival, so I'll be dedicating full time to this channel. So you should be seeing a lot more videos from me, both videos with me in front of the camera and videos with me not in front of the camera, depending on the news and how quickly I have to get it to you. Sometimes we use a narrator with the news beside the camera, but we appreciate all of you sticking with us through all this time. You guys mean the absolute world to me, and we will get the YouTube channel up from where it used to be. I've still been very active on Facebook and running a Facebook page along with my moderators, who are the best moderators in the world, and they dedicate tons of time making sure that the Facebook group isn't full of spam posts and advertising, and it's just good, wholesome Carnival Cruise chat. So if you're not members there, I will put a link in the description of this video over to the Facebook group so you can join the Facebook. Again, it's totally free. And that's where we've been. This new feature does put your chat on the screen. I see there's been several new features to our software since I came on last, and that's where we're at. So, first thing, we're going to do some trivia today. We are going to give away a couple of prizes. The first prize I'm going to give away is this really cool ship guide book. So it's made for travel advisors, but I think you guys will all love it. It goes over every single cruise ship, all the deck plans, and lots of information on board. Pretty much this is the guide that a travel agent would use when a travel agent is working with a customer. It's got all the information you could possibly need on every single ship and information on amenities and all that good stuff. So we're going to give that away for trivia. Probably going to give away a t-shirt or two, and we'll do that today when we play trivia. But before we do that, one thing real quick. Kid, son of a gun. So we're going to look through this in a different place, share a video with you, and then we're going to talk about it. You find this video, I forgot to upload this particular video, but it'll be relatively easy to find. Good. Okay, so I'm going to share a video with you, and then we're going to talk about it when I come back. So let me figure out how to share this real quick. right, we're going to watch this video and then we'll come back and talk.
Cruising, but your rewards feel stuck in port? It's time for an upgrade. Carnival Rewards is here to... Welcome back to the Destinations channel. Today we are going to explain the new Carnival Rewards program in detail. If you love cruising, but your rewards feel stuck in port, it's time for an upgrade. Carnival Rewards is here to set sail with you. Carnival Rewards launches in June 2026, replacing the old VIFP program. Now you'll earn points for every dollar you spend, not just nights sailed. Use your points for spa days, specialty dining, fun onboard activities, even future cruises. Plus, collect stars to unlock status from red to diamond, each with its own set of perks. And here's the best part. You can rack up rewards with the new Carnival Rewards MasterCard, both onboard and at home. Your current status and points will carry over, so you won't lose a thing. Get ready for more ways to earn, more ways to play, and more ways to feel like a VIP. Learn more at carnivalrewards.com. Here is John Heald and Christine Duffy to explain the program in more detail.
Hello everybody, it's John, Brand Ambassador, Carnival Cruise Line, and I'm excited to be here to talk about our enhanced loyalty program. And who better to tell you about it than our fabulous president, Christine Duffy. And here is our conversation. So beyond having a new name, what is the Carnival Rewards program?
So when it comes to loyalty, we believe that rewards should be flexible and personalized. And that's exactly what Carnival Rewards will deliver. Our loyal guests are the reason we are the world's most popular cruise line. And their continued loyalty is vital. We need to make sure we provide them with meaningful benefits. The cruise industry overall has grown and evolved immensely, and so have we. Rewards programs have evolved as well across the entire travel industry, especially for airlines and hotels, but not really so much for cruise. As an industry leader, just like we brought the first LNG ship to North America, we will be the first to bring a modern rewards program to our Carnival Cruise Line guests. For the first time, guests will be able to build up their Carnival Rewards points, and so it's going to provide great benefits to the millions of Carnival guests. It's your cruise, your rewards, your way.
So what about status? How do you earn status from the Carnival Rewards program?
In tandem with points, guests will earn status qualifying stars to unlock higher status levels. This puts guests in the driver's seat of their status. We all wish we could sail all the time, but the reality is, for most people, vacation time is limited, which means obtaining status can be difficult in the current program, which is based only on frequency. This new program will provide more avenues for guests to reach status, as well as the opportunity to earn status more quickly.
That's brilliant news, but will guests be able to keep their current status?
VIFP status will transfer to Carnival Rewards for 2 years. Now, for our Diamond guests, which is our highest status level, we are going to be extending the complimentary grace period for 6 years.
What are we doing to make this easier for our guests to understand and easier to use?
From today forward, we will be communicating frequently and clearly to make sure the message gets out about how to engage and work with the new Carnival Rewards program focused on you and how we celebrate and acknowledge your loyalty. For instance, we'll be recognizing status in more ways than just benefits, but with meaningful moments that show our appreciation for the special milestones.
And of course, we all know that changes like this are not going to happen overnight, right?
The new program, while we are announcing it today in June of 2025, does not go into effect until June of 2026. So we have plenty of time for everyone to get acclimated, learn about the program, engage, and in the meantime, as you continue to sail on Carnival throughout the next 12 months, you'll continue to earn towards your status.
Thank you so much. A special thank you to Christine for taking her time to talk to us about this enhanced rewards program. A massive thank you to the crew and a special thank you to all of you for your loyalty and for your loyalty to come. Thank you so much and keep choosing fun.
So that is the brand new Carnival Rewards program. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button before you leave and the little bell, that way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a brand new video. See you next.
Okay, let me figure out how to get rid of this. 1 second, guys. Just figure out how to get rid of this. How do I get back to full screen? All right, there we go. All right, so let's talk about this. And first of all, is this volume any better? I made some adjustments on the microphone while we were doing that, so let me know if this is any better. And let's talk about this loyalty program. And I am watching your comments as well, so let me know what you think of the new loyalty program. So anybody, let me know what my mic's doing. Okay, better, good. Okay, so the new loyalty program. Well, the company line thing to say is it's great, it's wonderful. It's going to make people travel more. My thing is, it sucks. I personally don't get it. I mean, I understand why Carnival is doing it, but I think it's completely unfair to the people that they've marketed all this time with the promise of lifetime status. I feel like lots of people, for instance, I'm Diamond. And I've traveled both as an employee and non as an employee. But with my non-employee paid fares, I'm Diamond. Debbie is Platinum. She has been working so hard to get Diamond status, which she will get on our next cruise in January. For what? For her just to pull them away in a few years. Granted, her Diamond status will be good for 6 years. But I kind of feel like when you promise people something and people have worked for that goal, it's a big deal. I mean, a lot of people, cruising is great, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people chose Carnival specifically because they're trying to obtain those upper levels. And for those people, now that they are completely screwed. And Carnival has done this before. When I was, what's right before Platinum Gold, I think, I was just about to turn Platinum before, when it was based on the amount of sailings that you had, not the amount of days. And immediately I had like 10 more cruises I had to get in order to get Platinum. And I was bummed out by it. But at least after I got those 10 cruises, the promise was there that it was going to be a lifetime thing, that once you achieved it, it's yours. Granted, we knew they could change it a little bit and tweak it and make it a little harder to get, but the promise was that it was yours for the rest of your life for being loyal to the cruise line. And they're pulling that rug out of people. People that have spent lots and lots of money, have spent their time and vacation days on Carnival when they could have chosen any line that they wanted to choose. And now it's for what? So they'll now have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to maintain the same level that they've already had just to stay that level. Now, I don't remember the exact dollar amounts, but I know it's in the tens of thousands of dollars in order to stay Diamond. I'm not going to spend that much. Not a chance. So I'll lose my status on Carnival. And, I don't really care that much because I get treated special on board because, I'm crew and they, everybody knows me on board. So I'm thankful to Carnival for that. But thinking of everybody else, I think everybody's getting hosed on this one. I think Carnival's making a big mistake. Or maybe they're not. I'm quite sure that some bean counters have, put some numbers to this. And my basic feeling is the reason they did it is because it used to be cruising was 90% people who are coming back, who have cruised on Carnival more than once and come back for loyalty. But I think now, first of all, the cruise ships are sailing full every time. And it's more like 50 to 60% new customers as opposed to 10% new. So what I'm thinking, and again, this is just my conjecture, is I'm thinking that the bean counters put a number to it and they said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to upset that 40% who comes back over and over again. And let's assume that every one of them switches cruise lines. Well, we're still sailing full. We still have people trying to get on board with ships that's never sailed before. And eventually we're going to fill up with those new cruisers who know nothing about the old loyalty program and, nothing about all the cutbacks Carnival has made over the years. And all they see is today's cruise experience, which is still an excellent value. But they don't know about all the things Carnival has done to cut back on the people that have been loyal to them for many, many years. So because of that, they will keep coming back. And in no time at all, the cruise ship will be completely full with brand new cruisers. And it'll save Carnival tons and tons of money. That's just my opinion. It seems like ever since Christine Duffy took over, it's just been one cutback after another. So it really doesn't surprise me. I mean, just every little decision, they put out a statement trying to make it sound like it's beneficial to us. Like when they cut back the butter package, you put just butter in a cup, so you had to use the 3 spoons or whatever it was, which everybody was yucked about. Or taking the mints off the pillows, or not giving the placemats out, or getting rid of tablecloths. Just the many, many, many little tiny things. The 24-hour pizza, the free room service, all the things that cruisers of the past knew and were accustomed to that are no longer here. Carnival gets some heat from them for a little while, and then they lose some customers, but then they fill up with new customers who never knew about it to begin with. And I think, in my belief, that's what Carnival's doing here. While it sucks for those of you who've been very loyal to the brand, not unfortunately, I want Carnival to succeed, but unfortunately for you guys, Carnival will probably just fill up with new customers who never knew the old value of cruising, and we'll just see today's value in cruising. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? I will be watching the chat. Let me look at the chat now and see what you guys are saying. Cruise Nuts, who's also very loyal to Carnival, good friends of ours, says, nope, they've already canceled 3 cruises and are checking out other cruise lines. Now, I will say this, other cruise lines, and I'm not sure which, I don't think Royal Caribbean is doing it yet, but other cruise lines are capitalizing on this, like Norwegian. My daughter is booking a Norwegian cruise. Can you imagine that? She's never been on anything but Carnival, but she has decided to book a Norwegian cruise for her and for her honeymoon. Not just because of the loyalty program, though, to be fair. She's doing an Italian cruise, and we don't have any ships over there when she's going to need it. But the first thing that they told her is, we will match your status that you have currently on Carnival. And as long as you sail before Carnival does away with your status, you will get that status on there, and they will automatically maintain that status, whatever you are on your first cruise. So other cruise lines are capitalizing on this, and they're willing to take and happy to pull customers from the Carnival brand. Okay. T. Brookie says, Hilton is not loyal, neither is Carnival. They are now rewards programs. You spend to get rewards. It's not all loyal to how loyal you are to them. I kind of get it for hotels, and I kind of get it for like airlines. It's a different industry, but the cruise business, mainly because we were promised. You know what I mean? The hotels and the airlines don't promise it in their program. They tell you they can change their program. But Carnival absolutely promised loyalty for life. That was absolutely their promise. There's no doubt about it. They can say check the fine print all you want, but that is not how they marketed it. They marketed it as loyalty for life. They even used that expression at one time. And loyalty for life should mean loyalty for life. Just my opinion. Look at stock prices. They did go down, but they're already coming back up. I know they were in Forbes magazine as one of the worst decisions that any corporation has ever made for its companies. There was a whole article on it in Forbes, which I was kind of interesting. They made Forbes magazine. MSC Cruise Nuts is also matching status. So there you go. All right, so let's do a few trivia questions. Now, if you played our trivia before, you know how this works, but I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to read you a question. I didn't have time to make them and put them on screen. Whoever gets the question right on my screen first will be the winner. And the reason I say that is because the nature of the internet, you're always going to see your post before everyone else does. But since everyone's coming to me, whatever goes on my screen first, that will be the winner. And I should probably get a pen and paper so I could write down some names. All right, give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. And where's my papers at? Just 1 second, guys. All right. So I'm going to write down everybody's name, and I'm going to put a random number after the name, and at the end, I'll tell you how we're going to pick the winners. So here we go. First question, and by the way, this is just general trivia. What is the only United States state that can be typed in using only one row of the standard QWERTY keyboard? What is the only U.S. state that can be typed in using only one row on a standard QWERTY keyboard? What state? And I will put the answer on the screen as I see it. While we're waiting for that, guys, so it's my own fault. We had a join feature on the channel. It was $5 a month, and because we hadn't put out any videos, we lost our monthly subscribers to the video. So if you'd like to join our channel, here's the perks that you're going to get for it now. First of all, you'll automatically get up to 10% off on any cruise that you book through us. So you'll get special pricing as well as an onboard credit. You're also going to start seeing videos at least 3 hours before everyone else when we put them up. We're going to put them out to our members first. And we're also going to be doing giveaways every month, random giveaways to anybody who is a member of the channel. So if you'd like to support our channel and help me and Deb, especially through the hard time we've had because we haven't been working in so long, please click the join button. It's only $5 a month for the base membership, and you're really helping support our channel. So if you'd like to do that, we would really appreciate it. And again, you're going to save money because you'll automatically get 10% off on your Carnival cruise. Let's see. Ken Pasco. Hey, Ken. Ken's got it right. The answer is Alaska. Okay. Second question. What do you call the visible part of a river commonly found... Oh, excuse me. Rivet. What do you call the visible part of the rivet commonly found on the pockets of jeans? I've never known this. What do you call the rivet commonly found on the pockets of jeans? What do you call the rivet on the pockets of jeans? I've never known this. I don't know if everybody's going to get this. You can Google these questions, by the way. I'm giving everybody permission to Google. If you don't know it, Google it, and you'll probably get the answer. What do you call the rivet that is commonly found on the pockets of jeans? Well, we're 31 minutes in already. Anybody? By the way, if you're watching us on Facebook, unfortunately, you can't participate in the trivia because we can't see your name. Go to youtubedestinations.com. That'll switch you over to our YouTube channel. That way we can see your name if you get the right answer. All right, 10 seconds on this one, and then we're just going to tell you the answer. Only 7 people watching, so you got pretty good odds. It looks like I didn't expect very many people because we haven't been on in so long, but we will get our audience back. And I know thousands of people will watch this over the coming days as well. Okay, the answer to that one is the burr. B-U-R-R. In human anatomy, what does the hallux refer to? H-A-L-L-U-X. In human anatomy, what does the hallux refer to? We'll do this one, and then I got some more videos for you. What is the hallux? H-A-L-L-U-X. Give you a hint. It's on your foot. It's part of your foot. What is the hallux? It is, in fact, the big toe. Cruise Nuts gets it correct. the big toe. Okay, let's do a video real quick and talk about some more stuff. So today's a big day for Carnival. And if you haven't been there, I suggest you go. I've seen it, and it is wonderful. Today is the official grand opening of Celebration Key. So while some guests have already been in there, today is the official grand opening of Celebration Key. And I'll tell you, excited to go back there on our cruise in January, which, by the way, I'll be releasing details from, and we're going to be having a small group on there as well. It's not going to be our official group cruise, but I'm going to open it up for probably about 50 guests who want to join us. I think it's going to be a back-to-back with that cruise, but I'm going to invite about 50 guests. I'll have details for that in about a week or so. But if you're interested in coming and sailing with me and Deb, it's not going to be an official group cruise, so we're not going to have all the seminars and all that stuff. We'll have some fun giveaways, and you actually get to sail with us and just have a good time. I'll be releasing details on that in the next week or so. And, yeah, we're stopping at Celebration Key, so it'll be a great time for all, and hope that you can come with us. All right, so a couple more trivia questions, and then we're going to talk about hurricanes. All right, back to trivia. What is the name of John Travolta's character in the 1977 film Saturday Night Fever? What is the name of John Travolta's character in the 1977 film Saturday Night Fever? I knew this one. That's funny. It is not Danny. Danny Zuko is Grease. It is not Danny. Saturday Night Fever. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Do, dee, do, 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 do. Better stop before Jeopardy hits me with the copyright. I'll give you a hint. If you ever go to New York, you'll know this name. Come on, I just gave it away. Think about it. To New York. There you go. The Traveling Johnsons. Tony. To New York. It is Tony, and apparently the last name is Monero. I never knew his last name, but it is in fact Tony. That is John and Christina, our best buds down in Florida. Good morning, guys. I'm going to give it to the Johnsons and Ken Pasco as well, since he got the last name. So let me write those down real quick. Okay. And find an easy one. Which country is the largest in the world? And they're talking about landmass. Which country is the largest in the world? Which country is the largest in the world? Cruise Nuts got that one. It is, in fact, Russia. Russia. So we'll give you a second number on here. All right. So, hurricane season is coming. So we prepared a video, some snippets from before, with lots of questions and answers on what to expect if you're sailing through hurricane season. Today, we're here to talk about hurricane season. Hurricane season is normally designated from the beginning of June until the end of November, with most hurricanes right in the middle. Now, booking your cruise during hurricane season can be a gamble. You're going to have lots of flexible travel plans, which we're going to talk about soon. But first of all, the very first thing you have to do if you're going to book during hurricane season, and by the way, you should have it during the other seasons as well, but typically during hurricane season, is buy travel insurance. Travel insurance is offered through most of the major cruise lines, and for you, I have a link in the description of this video where we've worked out a discount with insuremytrip.com. They have lots of great programs, and you can pick and choose which you want. You get a discount, and it also supports our channel. Now, booking your cruise during hurricane season can be good and bad. First of all, there's a lot of great itineraries out there, and the pricing for your cruise is typically a lot lower during hurricane season for obvious reasons. But as I said, you're going to want to make your plans fluid. When hurricanes are in the area, lots of things can happen. Your cruise could be canceled completely. Your cruise could be delayed a day or two from going out from its original embarkation port. And as your cruise ship is traveling out in general, you may have to switch ports, delay timing in your ports, and even may have a completely new itinerary altogether. So know going in that travel plans during hurricanes are always fluid. Okay, let's talk about arriving at your port. First of all, if you're driving to your port, you want to make sure that you park your car someplace safe that has enclosed walls. Funny story for me, I drive a Hummer. It's in mint condition. A few years back, we were in Port Canaveral going out, and we knew that there was going to be a hurricane in front of us on the way back. Well, when we returned back to Port Canaveral, the hurricane had already came through and literally destroyed most of the town. It was a major hurricane. I went back to the hotel where I had parked my Hummer, which had no walls and was right along the beach, and every exterior piece of metal on that Hummer needed to be replaced from all the wind and the sand blowing around. A tree branch went through part of it. I ended up driving it all the way back to Ohio, but believe me, the Ohio body shop had no idea what could have possibly happened to this car. Every piece of metal had to be replaced. So that's my first piece of advice to you, is park your car someplace safe that if a hurricane were to come through, hopefully you'll still have a car to come back to when you get off of your cruise. As before, we talked about flexibility with your plans. Remember, you are traveling during hurricane season, so you may be notified last minute by the cruise line that your cruise has been canceled. Or you may be notified that your cruise may be delayed a few days if the last voyage had a hurricane to deal with, and they may be stuck out at sea an extra few days. So before you head to the port, always double check your communications from the cruise line. Make sure nothing has changed on your end so you don't get to a port and have no cruise ship there. Next, let's talk about what happens once you're on the cruise ship and we find out that there's going to be a major hurricane in the area. All of the major cruise lines now have a technologically advanced operations center. That operations center is constantly monitoring the seas for not only just hurricanes, but any type of weather conditions that could possibly pose a risk to your cruise ship. And from there, they can literally control everything on the cruise ship. You name it, they could even drive that ship right from the operations center on land. God forbid something happened to the crew and you needed to get home. Now, that operations center is in constant communications with the captain and bridge crew on board the cruise ship. And if there is any way to make it so that your cruise ship can avoid those hurricanes, they will. And unfortunately, this may mean that your port times may change, or you may skip ports or have no ports at all. Remember, always remember that you're the one who chose to book a cruise during hurricane season, and the plans are always fluid. You can be out at sea and have a hurricane in the area and be 25 miles away from it, and where you're at, it's sunny and blue skies, 100 degrees and perfect weather. And just because you can't see the bad weather that might be right next to you, know that the cruise ship can, and they're doing their very best to avoid it for you. But the takeaway from this is things can and often do change on cruises during hurricane season. All right, that's hurricane season number 1. We're going to do another trivia question, and then we're going to play the second part of hurricane season. What is Prince Harry's real first name? What is Prince Harry's real first name? Even I didn't know this, but to be fair, I don't care anything about the royal family, so... What is Prince Harry's real first name? I feel the Googling. The next one's going to be super easy. What is Prince Harry's real first name? All right, we have a winner. It's Ken. It is, in fact, Henry. Henry. So we'll give Ken another number. Okay. What is the document that you need to bring with you if you want to travel outside the United States by airplane and you live in the United States? What is the document you have to bring? This should be really easy for everybody in here. What is the document that you have to bring in order to travel outside the United States? Cruise Nuts has that one. It is, in fact, a passport. A passport. So we'll give Cruise Nuts another number. Okay. What branch of the United States Armed Forces uses the slogan, "It's not just a job, it's an adventure"? And if you know me, you know that I was actually in this branch of service, which is what allowed me to fall in love with the water. Oh, I think I just gave it away. So who can type it the fastest? Hint, I fell in love with the water. Who can type it the fastest? Cruise Nuts has it. It is, in fact, the Navy. We'll give Cruise Nuts yet another number. And then we're going to show part 2 of our video. Okay, next we're going to talk about what to expect if you're on board your cruise ship and you're stuck in a place where you have no choice but to endure a hurricane that goes right over top of you. I have some experience with this. Several years ago, there was a major hurricane going through New Orleans, and we were traveling out of New Orleans. And if you've gone through New Orleans on a cruise ship, you know that you have to travel down the Mississippi River about 5 hours to get to the Gulf of Mexico on the way out, and vice versa. On the way in, you've got to travel up the Mississippi River to get back into port. Well, we left port, everything was normal. We had several Mexican destinations, and the captain came on and said, unfortunately, there is bad news. There is a hurricane coming up behind us, but the good news is that we should have plenty of time to get back to New Orleans, and the hurricane would hit the next day. Everything was great. We went through the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico, and we get about halfway through, and the captain comes on board, and he says,
well, folks, we have bad news. In preparation for the storm, the Mississippi River has closed to all marine traffic.
So now we are stuck in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, and the storm is now at the only place, the opening of the Gulf of Mexico, the only place we could possibly retreat to get out. May I say we had 4 extra days at sea where the hurricane went directly over top of us. Even the eye of the storm went over top of us. It was scary. But in my opinion, it was also a lot of fun. We didn't know if we were going to live or die, but I'm weird that way, I guess. Me and my wife, we thought it was great. So now we're going to talk about some of the things that the cruise is going to do to make your stay on board during that event as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're going to expel the stabilizers. Ships have stabilizers. They're kind of like wings that extend out the sides of the ships, so that as the water passes over them, it can try to make the seas a little less rough. Now, obviously, during a hurricane, stabilizers aren't going to do it. You're not going to have calm seas no matter what you do. I remember on the one we were on, when you were looking out the window, the horizon was at the bottom of the window 1 second and at the very top of the floor-to-ceiling window the next second. Stabilizers will help a little bit, but be prepared for very rocky seas. The next thing they're going to do is they are going to chain lock doors, all of the exterior doors to the cruise ship, including locking the cabin doors if you have a balcony stateroom. There is no access to outdoors on the cruise ship for obvious reasons. It's windy, winds can be blowing well over 100 miles an hour, and the waves are unbelievably high. So if anybody were to fall overboard, the odds of you being found are very, very slim. So they're going to lock all the doors exterior to the cruise ship. The next thing that's probably going to happen is you're going to hear the captain come across the loudspeaker. I know cruise lines do get a rap for captains not being very forward and talking about the information when things can go wrong. In this case, it's going to be just the opposite. The captain is going to brief you of exactly the weather conditions, the stability of the ship, where you are, and what the likelihood of the storm passing in a timely manner is. Another thing that they do on a lot of cruise ships is open up the internet so that it's free for everybody to use, as well as the phone system so it's free for everybody to use, so that you can call home, let people know that you're safe, make new airline reservations if the ship is expected late back into port. Now, I will warn you, the second that announcement is made, the internet becomes dead slow and the phone system becomes almost non-usable. So I'm here to tell you, set an alarm for 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when most people will be asleep, and that'll be the time for you to call home. I'm quite sure the people at home aren't going to mind you calling it a late hour to let them know that you're okay. Going back to movement, again, the ship is going to be very, very wavy. They're not going to put fine china out because just about anything you set down, they're going to want you to hold while you're eating because it will go flying off the tables right away. And the reason I tell you this is because seasickness will become a thing for many passengers. The good news is that the cruise line does keep a supply of Dramamine, and at least on the cruise I was on and several other cruises that got caught in hurricanes that friends of mine have been on, they do pass the seasickness medication out regularly and at no charge. The other thing passengers worry about is food. We were on board for 4 extra days, and people were wondering, are we going to run out of food? Well, I'm here to tell you that cruise lines carry about a week of food backup, so the odds of you running out of food are very small. They've had issues in the past where they have run out of food, and they've learned from those mistakes, and they keep an extra supply of food on. And then they can also have, providing the storm is at a low point, they can have additional food flown on board by helicopter as well. But it's usually not necessary because the cruise line does keep a large supply of food, enough to last for about a week extra at sea. Also, talking about large waves and things flying off of tables, a lot of cruise lines are going to switch to plasticware. So you're not going to have those fine china and silverware and glass cups. A lot of them will switch to plasticware. That way, if something does fall off the table, it's not going to break or cause any major damage. And they may remove actual furniture and glass tables and photos that are on the walls and things of that nature and put them underneath the ship in the crew area where they can be stored in a way where there won't be any damage to them from the rockiness of the ship. And then lastly, and I haven't really heard of this happening during hurricanes, but it could happen, is you could be confined to your cabin. If things become dangerous out in the open areas, it's possible that a cruise ship could ask you to please stay in your cabin until the worst is over. Again, I haven't seen that, but it is on several cruise lines' list of things that possibly could happen. And then you also want to prepare for possibly staying out at sea extra days. It's very possible. It happens to me. It happens all the time. If that hurricane is moving the same direction as you, or it's in your path and you can't get around it in time, it's very possible you may get extra days at sea. Now, the good side to this is you're going to get free time on a cruise ship, especially if the hurricane is in front of you in your path and not directly over top of you. And most VIFP and other loyalty programs will give you points for those days as well, even though you didn't pay for them. And then the last piece of information I'm going to give you to choose is that I typically don't buy my airline from the cruise line because, well, let's face it, it's cheaper. I get to pick my own air times. I can come in a couple days beforehand if I like. But I will tell you this. The one time I was stuck out at sea 4 days later, people were scrambling to call their airlines and try and get air information taken care of. It was almost impossible for most of them. That one time, for some reason, I did buy my air through the cruise line. And I was lucky enough that there was just an envelope in my cabin, had all of my information on it for my flights. We were even allowed to use the cruise ship in New Orleans as a hotel for a day or two if we wanted to. And Operations Center took care of that behind the scenes, all of my modes of transportation home. So if you're traveling during hurricane season and you're concerned, then I would definitely recommend possibly booking your airline through the cruise line. All right. So I was working on Samson's food bowls. He managed to be able to get his food bowls and fling them out. So I'm putting some tape around and make them a little thicker and a little stickier so he can't fling them out. Right, buddy? You say hi? You haven't talked at all during the whole thing. Hi. Nothing? He's my buddy. I put this over here now because I think I got the microphone settings right. See, can you still hear me, guys? I think you should be able to hear me now. Good. Now that I've got the microphone settings with that up in the air. Let me know if you can hear me because I am curious. And then we're going to wrap things up here and give away a couple of prizes. So let me know in the comments if you can still hear me. I think you should be able to hear me fine now. I'm noticing my light board is flickering. So I think the settings I put on the mic should be much better. Yes, we hear you. Good. Okay. So here's how we're going to do it. On this pad of piece of paper, which I'll flip around and show you in a minute, I have everybody's names who answered questions correctly. I have Ken Pasco, Cruise Nuts, and the Traveling Johnsons. In a minute, I'm going to want each of you to pick a number between 1 and 1,000 and send it to me. The very first one that pops on my screen, I can say the first two that pop on my screen. If you're the closest without going over to the number associated with your name, you will get a prize. I'll do 2 prizes today. So go ahead, as of right now, go ahead and put a number in there between 1 and 1,000. Each of you. 1 and 1,000. Not just the 3 of you. Anybody can do it. Anybody watching. Between 1 and 1,000. Okay, Cruise Nuts picked 300. And Ken Pasco picked 127. So, for the 300, we have the Traveling Johnsons, who picked 209. And then for the 127, we have Cruise Nuts, who picked 106. And Ken Pasco, you had 129. So you were over. And just to show it's on the up and up, hopefully that will, there you go. There are the numbers associated with each name that I wrote down. So Cruise Nuts and Traveling Johnsons, contact me and I will get your gifts sent out. Well, I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Sorry for the initial microphone issues. Hopefully I got that straightened out for next time. Apparently, as I was moving some things around, I hit a button on the microphone that it didn't like. But it should be much clearer now and much better now. So, if I can even turn that up, it should make it even better. All right, perfect. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Today, we will do these much more often. And we will be putting up a lot of regular videos as well. Again, I know most of the people watching right now are friends. I'd appreciate it, guys, if you click the join button, join the channel. It will help us out immensely. Every little bit counts, especially this year, because we've hardly been working. Click the subscribe button, and if you're not in our Facebook group, and we will be giving away these prizes as well. Before I go, let me know if you would rather have this when you contact me. We'll be giving away these cell phone covers, and there's 2 ways to win. First of all, if you guys would like one who won the trivia tonight, let me know, and I will send you the promo codes when we get them, so that you can get a free cell phone cover. Also, there's another way to get it. We were giving them out at random to people who watch our videos. Let me take this off the screen so you can see this correctly. There you go. So, to win a free cell phone thing on any of our videos, over the near future, we will be putting this graphic up. All you got to do is comment the word of the day in that video. So, for instance, you're watching this video, And the word of the day is celebration key. So put celebration key in the comments of this video. You do have to like it and also be a member of the channel. So you have to subscribe and share our video. If you do those 3 things, you'll automatically put in a drawing where we'll be giving away these free great Carnival Cruise Line cell phone covers. No purchase necessary. You just got to follow the instructions. Again, you must post the code word in the comments, be subscribed to the channel, and share our video on at least one of your social medias, and you'll automatically be entered in for the random phone cover giveaways. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you guys next time right here on the Destinations channel.
Can you feel it? Now it's coming back, we can steal it. If we bridge this gap, I can see you through the curtains of the waterfall. When I lost it, yeah, you held my head, but I tossed it. Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you feel my love?
Miles away, miles away, miles away.
Can you feel Well, we rushed it, moving way too fast, and we crushed it. But it's in the past, we can make this slip through the curtains of the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you feel? Just a boy with a broken toy, all lost and caught. So it's here I stand as a broken man, but I found my friend at the curtains of the water. Now I'm falling down through the crashing sound, and you've come around the curtains of the water. And you rushed to me, and it sets us free, so I fall to my knees. Curtains of the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you say? Slip.